It's getting snowy on the East Coast here, brother.
I know
You
you
know,
were saying the shovel. How's the shoveling going? Were you really getting a good
the
technique
shoveling.
or?
I
Uh-huh.
think maybe a couple episodes ago, I was like really nostalgic for it. I was like, there's real there's some novelty to it for me still. I'm moving back on the East
Sure.
Coast. Wow, look at this! I'm shoveling. My neighbors are shoveling next to me. This is great. You do that a couple times, it starts to
Yeah.
wear on you. I'm
Yeah.
starting
Sure.
to get why people maybe don't like the cold. Like it is beautiful. I will
Yeah.
say, trees look nice, looks pretty cool. A couple snowy days, and the fires. The fires are nice. I'm getting a good fire technique
Yeah.
in the fireplace.
Mm.
Um,
You're
I don't
starting it. You
know.
got the tinder. You doing flint? Are you doing? How
No,
you doing it?
well, those little fire starters you can get. You light them on fire. They're just excellent. Where you light those on fire, they're just long burning, and you put that in the middle of your structure, whatever structure you made. If you go in TP, if you want to go a little log cabin, I go log cabin recently. That's what I've been
Sure.
doing, and
I like it.
I put the floorboards down. The floorboards are crucial,
Right. Right.
and then you stack it around. And then that's why the floorboards, when they become embers and they come down, they're like the hot coals then for the rest of the fire, for the rest of the duration that they fall through, right, eventually. But then the rest of it, the larger stuff, really catches. And God, do I love fanning a flame. I love
Ah.
fanning a flame, both literally and in arguments figuratively.
Yeah.
Fanning flames.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like you're really getting me off onto it's sparking, and I do mean that as a pun
Yeah.
that came right to my there we go. Right? It's sparking a couple of things that Lisa and I have been going, and I love her very much. My weekly appreciation of my wife.
Chuck, Chuck, Chuck. Got it.
Check mark. Thank you for doing that. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've been watching Survivor like crazy. And so
Ooh.
you're really, you know, getting it. Before I get too much into it though, I do want to give a little quick little outline because I know you and I we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the football. We don't have our pick'ems,
I
big
know.
thing that we've got going. So I will say we'll chat a little bit about it. I think there's a couple of things and shows we want to talk about that we've been getting into, and then some sports. I think we're going to just start diversifying. The Sixers have some fun stuff we want to talk about. The Birds and the coordinator search a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, playoff wind down, and then we start, getting into some other stuff. One of the things I want to get into is some different shows. And the one I'm pitching, Alex, I am
Hmm.
pitching to you what
Okay.
I am doing right now with Lisa is we're going back, and Survivor is about to be on season 50 come
Mm.
end of February, after the Super Bowl, after the NFL is wound down. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's going to be end of February into March, and it's going to start its 50th season, but it's bringing back a lot of cast members. So
Oh.
I am currently binging a bunch of seasons with Lisa of people that are going to be on that season. So
Mm.
we're going back, and like, I'll tell you what, it has been incredible to watch like 2006 reality TV show. It's like,
Oh, we were so young,
uh,
all of us. Oh,
one guy is a copier salesman. He's like,
he's selling
um,
copiers, slinging
yeah,
copiers and faxes, probably.
yep,
Oh,
yep, and he's slinging it. But it's so funny. You can just see. It's almost like there's one girl from Jersey. You could see like the Jersey Shore kind of like that style starting, just her style and the
you have a
way
bump? She have a bump,
yeah,
maybe, or
yeah, a little bump action, but she's on an
Mhm.
island, so she can't do as much. But
Right,
yeah, you
right.
you really got me really going, because as soon as you talk about the fire, that's like like those are the most
Half the
climactic
battle.
challenges. Is you got to make the fire,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to make the flame tall enough to burn the rope to set up the flag before your opponent. So it's competitive fire making.
Oh,
Um,
I mean, this is
crazy.
what Prometheus was struggling with. Yeah, yeah, I
Sure,
get it.
sure, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
um,
But
I mean, you got to battle the elements. Being in the cold, I've been, the runs and stuff I go for. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
tougher to
you're
go on
killing
the
the
runs.
fantasy hike, dude. You're killing the fantasy hike. You're just
I know.
crushing the mileage.
Well, I told you this year I do have a goal. I have a goal to get a lot of miles in me, and you guys just threw some gasoline on
Yeah.
my New Year's resolution that I needed a fitness tracker anyway, and so hopefully, mom just she sent over a little gift, a Fitbit, so now I'll get that set up, a little wristwatch
Nice.
Fitbit. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty rad.
So do
Nice.
that. Haven't set it up yet. Still got to set it up. But that was sweet of her. Yeah, the fantasy hike. How are you liking it? I love the little your little checkpoints you get to, and all the
Oh my
little
gosh. Yeah.
achievements and stuff.
Yeah. It's funny. It's been I was telling you about the watch, right? That I was getting the
Hmm.
Garmin one. So that's been cool. That's been like it's invigorated my, interest in going for a run, but then tracking all the stats, like tracking my stride and like my time off the ground and these random things I'd never think about. And I'm sure it's just kind of a novelty right now. The thing I'm most interested in is the sleep, like how I'm sleeping.
Right,
And then
right.
it is funny though, because it's like it'll give you like you had a light workout and you had a good night's sleep. You should be ready to work out. I'm like, oh no. Damn it. I thought this was gonna be I thought it was gonna be a
A
little more of
rest
a
day.
rest day, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
I guess the watch is telling me I'm good. Uh so that's been funny, but it is great because I'll get like updates and things like that. And there's like with the app, it's tracking on the map of the walk to Mordor, and the
Hmm.
Lord of the Rings. And
Yeah,
so I'll be running and I'll just like a little notification on my watch of just like you are passing through the Elder Forest.
yeah, yeah, yep, yep, yep.
So I'll get a couple of those. That's pretty fun. And yeah,
Yeah, do you get one where it's like a rider approaches. A rider
right.
is like on your left, and you
Yeah.
can see on the little map like you pass like whatever species like the rider is like on a horseback. It's like very cool, and you can kind of go back and see all your little achievements that you've gone to, the different people's houses that you stop in and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. When I got to that first house, I was like, "You staying for dinner?" It's like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, there's been a few. There's been a lot of, and it's funny because you could kind of just you could go back to and see where everyone else is at. So it's like,
Hmm.
oh, Lisa's, she's at the house, staying at the house thing with the fire and whatever. It is fun to see everyone, and then that map we're starting to kind of separate, so you can kind of see where people are at on the map, the
Hmm.
large map, a little bit more
Right.
easily.
Right, right,
Um,
right. The little
but
tabs. Yeah.
yeah, I've been running. I've been doing a lot of times my runs will turn into walks, and then I'll do like podcasts and walk
Hmm.
because it hasn't just strictly been running; it's been walks too, which
Yeah, yeah.
can really help with the mileage and like multitasking, calling people, or like just looking stuff up on my phone or whatever. But
Hmm.
today I I was on a walk and I started out for a run, kind of pivot to like a podcast and I'm just walking through my neighborhood and I just see there was a lady who had her cat outside on a harness.
No
And
way. Like on a
yeah, and I was
leash?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, on a leash. And I look over and I just kind of like smile and wave. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I'm finishing up. I go around the neighborhood. There was another person with the harness and another different cat. And there's two
Oh.
people walking their cats at like I ran on my lunch break. And so like around noon or whatever. But I stopped. I stopped for the second one. And I was like, hey, how did you teach your cat to do this? My cat would freak out. I want to do, so now I want to do this with Pippin. I want to figure if I can
Yeah.
do this with Pippin, that would be fucking
Well, what
rad.
did
But
she say, or what did they say about teaching the cat, or was it just their temperament?
yeah, apparently they started in the house just wearing the harness, and the cat was just kind of got comfortable with it. Then they'd go outside, and they said the first few times the cat would just plop down right outside and be like, no, like, no, not
Yeah.
doing this. And then
Hard
like,
pass. Yeah.
yeah, when I walked by, the cat was just kind of like rolling in the sun. It's like roll. It is funny. I feel like they just have different. Like a dog is like they're much more like we're going for a walk. Let's do the walk. We're going on the walk. The cat's just
Mhm.
kind of like what do I feel like doing? You know, like
Right, right.
what am I gonna do? I'd be so worried that Pippin would just run up a tree though. And I'm just like, you know,
Or
I
like
got a
attack
leash.
he would like attack a squirrel or like chase a squirrel, I feel like.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's
He
like such a
has
predator, you know?
yes. Yeah, he did go up a a tree one time where we had to go and get him down. And we had the joke of like, do we call the fire department? And do, do we or cats in a tree? We might need the fire department.
How did you get him
But
down? Did you get like a ladder or
luckily, like he eventually came down, and also Lisa, I helped Lisa climb up to like one of the notches. So then he got bored and came down to her, and then helped them both down.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah. But there was a moment there where we were like, "What do we do? What's he
Yeah.
doing?"
Especially if it gets really high up there.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'll look into the harness thing. The cat. How
Park La Brea, huh? Park La Brea.
I know. Alex, what do you think you'd do if you saw? Do you think that's wild? If you saw that, would you just be like, "What the hell? What the?"
You know, it's funny. It's like maybe it's on Instagram. I've seen it, but like hikers, like hiking cats. I've
Mm.
seen before. Where they like take them in nature. How would I feel about it? I'd be stoked about it. I would love to see a cat out and about. Would I think everybody would be? Probably not.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think everybody would have the same reaction. I would be
yeah,
jazzed about it. Um,
yeah.
I feel like more people would be like more like you'd get like a lot of like curious looks. People would be
Yeah.
like,
Is
huh?
that cat? Yeah,
What?
is that cat?
Huh? You get a
It
lot of
would be
that if
awesome
you're
though
walking your
if
cat.
you had like a really well behaved cat and they're just chilling, walking with you. Like, it would be kind of fun.
Like
Walk your cat
really
around.
chill and like had like a cool outfit on. Like a
Okay.
cool,
All right.
you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah, yeah.
mean? Like a little maybe it's a
Bow
little
tie.
hat or a bow tie,
Yeah, bow tie's
top
good.
hat, bow tie combo, and like he's got some walking around money. You know, he's got in his jingle. He's got like a little pat, like you can hear the jingle of his change in like a little like pocket
Okay.
he's got,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
he's got a little vest on even with the bow tie. And so when people approach, you wouldn't get hot. You'd get what? What? And so your reaction that you would then get from people would be like, oh, look at this. Look at this little gentleman. Look at this little gentleman. His
I
name's
like that.
Pippin. Yeah, his name's
Yeah.
Pippin.
It'd
He's
be
ready
really
for second
fun too if,
breakfast.
like you're walking, he gets tired, he just jumps on your shoulder and he's just kind of like hanging
Yeah.
out. How cool would that be? You're walking around, the
Yeah.
cat's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take a
Parrot
break.
parrot style. Yeah, you get a
Parrot
parrot
style.
style. Because then you're kind of closer to a pirate at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could probably maybe garnish an outfit that had like something comfy for him on your shoulder to entice him up there, and so you didn't get scratched. You know what I mean?
Maybe
It's
shoulder pads. Again, the
like a
shoulder pads.
shoulder pad. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's got a
like a
little.
tweed jacket, like I'm a professor. At
Mm-hmm.
Hogwarts, Harry Potter, they've got their cats. They've got the owls. They got the cats.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the kind of angle in where you maybe got the tweed jacket. They got the elbow pads, some shoulder pads in there. Cat could really, really have some
All of
fun.
these, all of these are natural conversation starters. So when you guys are
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
moving to a new place and you want to meet
yeah,
new people,
yeah.
absolute in, absolute. Oh, are you
Absolutely.
talking about the cat guy, the professor? Oh my
Yeah,
god, yeah, I've seen him. He's
the cat
great.
professor guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cat professor guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
He keeps
they like do laps like lunchtime, right? Yeah, I've
yeah, like
seen them.
through the snow. I think. Yeah, through the
I
snow. The
saw
cat has
that.
mittens on. The cat has mittens. I've seen that.
It's
Yeah,
adorable. He called them kittens, and I said, "That's adorable.
yeah,
Kittens? That's so cute. Cat mittens."
yeah.
And they just walk up and down. He's got a pipe, which is crazy. Which because you're like, why does the cat have the pipe, right?
Yeah.
So
How did they get such a small pipe? Where did they get it? Yeah.
where did they get the corn that corn pipe? How did they get that? And how did he learn how to breathe like that? Anyway, great people, great people.
Good people. We should get dinner together. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think our family should meet.
Yeah. I think our family should meet. I think we've got it, Alex. That's going to be a good icebreaker.
Yeah. I don't see any holes in that. In that
No,
plan.
no, except for the shoulder pads. They'll have holes in them.
They'll have some holes.
All right. There we
For
go.
Pep.
There we
He's
go.
got claws. Yeah.
So, speaking of it, you're watching Peaky Blinders still, right? Looks like you got you were
Oh
mentioning that?
yeah, I did. I threw that up here. Update. Update for the pod. Guys, I've been binging it. I'm on the season after this. As soon as we're done this, I'm going to throw on the season 4 finale. That's where I'm at. Okay. And I've noticed, Jake, do you remember you got through Suits, right? Or most of it?
Yeah.
Suits?
Oh boy. Towards the end, it was a real drag, though. It was just exhausting.
Right. Remember the rhythm?
Friends. You
remember
know
the rhythm?
yeah. You know the formula.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting with Peaky Blinders, where it's like, we get it. The actor Cillian Murphy, the lead, we get it. He likes cigarettes. He likes whiskey. He's got a cool hat on. He's got a great outfit on. A++ to costumes and design. They did great. They should have won awards. I don't know if they did or not. The outfits look great. This is honestly probably where I'm getting the cat thing. You're probably seeing the inner workings of my mind. Where
you went right to pipe.
Yeah, he's got like a little chain, like a metal chain that hangs from his vest to his pocket, and he's got a little pocket watch. And God, he just knows how to smoke a cigarette. He does this thing now in season 4. He's been smoking it for so long. He rubs his lips with the tobacco. Like it looks like he's putting on chapstick, but it's a cigarette, and he's like putting it on his lip, and then he pipes it, and then always his first one, it is like a Looney Tunes character where he like sucks it all up and then blows it all out, where it goes full ash and all the way out. I'm embellishing a little bit, but he's got the first suck down so good because
the first suck, all right,
dude, he's got the first drag of the cigarette down so well with his acting, where clearly the director was like, I'm going to start every scene like this. And I'm at the point we got with Suits where I'm like, we get it. He likes cigarettes. He's going to pour the whiskey, but he is putting some real nuance on it, where he'll light it up. He'll blow it to the side. You're kind of like, which way is he going to exhale? Which way is he going to be a French inhale? Is it going to be in the guy's face out of disrespect? He's always cold and calculated. And so, it means something, the way he exhales. I don't know. I'm riveted by the show. And and
I think it's
also,
mostly the cigarette smoking more than anything.
Definitely.
I have a single plot point, Alex. it's all just cigarettes.
I will say there's some really harrowing parallels to the previous beginning of the century, and how they're gun runners in like the early 1900s and prohibition, and how they're kind of muscling Birmingham, and how they're muscling around in London as gangsters. And the parallels I'm not excited for in 2026, as the sort of bullheaded politics comes in, and you see a lot of power and weight being thrown around in Peaky Blinders, that I'm like, wow, this is harrowing how this kind of history rhymes here in a way. So that's why I'm riveted by it. I'll be honest. The power dynamics and the rules of power that you'd almost use from did you ever read the book 48 Rules of Power?
Oh my gosh, I actually,
it's on your list, right? Or something?
Yeah, no, I'm it's on my Kindle, and it's one of those that it's so long, I chip away at it. And so I haven't sat down and read a lot of it all at once, but I'll read like little bits to go to sleep, which is kind of a weird one to go to sleep to. but
Definitely.
but
I
yeah,
I
yeah,
I got the book myself, and I realized the same thing. I'm like, I don't want to go to sleep to this Machiavellian,
yeah, yeah. We
deceit
like
and power, but I do want to
yeah,
know about it. Like, I want to know
yes.
about it and not be blind to it, so I don't succumb to it. But you see a lot of it in the show. Like, I feel like a lot of it translates to the
It's
show.
it's funny. There was, I think it was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, was said a funny thing. He's like, it's funny that the show Andor, the Star Wars adjacent prequel. I don't know if you saw that. It's on Disney, but
Okay, that's with
he
Baby
was like,
Yoda. Is that right?
no, that is the oh gosh, Boba Fett is oh god, not Boba Fett. Oh
Abort.
my
Let's get out of
gosh.
here. No, let's get out of here, Jake.
Mandalorian.
That is mental.
Mandalorian.
Yep, yep, yep.
Sorry,
Okay.
that really threw me for a loop
There's
there.
a
I can hear
listener like
people.
swearing at us right now.
Yeah,
Just
especially with the
angry.
Boba Fett thing is really a bad. But
Yeah.
Andor,
Mhm.
it has a lot of like political power plays and stuff like that. And Patton Oswalt has a funny thing of like, it's crazy that it does almost a better job of explaining the intricacies of like political plays and power struggles amongst nations and stuff like that. It was anyway, another good show to kind of look at some of the power dynamics that come into play, and also the politics around how they get it to work.
Yeah.
Is interesting. But oh man, so you're watching that? You watched the finale? Are you done? Is that it? Is that all that's
No, no, no.
left?
Finale's tonight. I said, yeah, after
Oh,
this, I'm watching it tonight. And
oh my
there's
gosh.
six total seasons. I have two more seasons after this. But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm still in the thick of it. And I like,
Nice.
it's not too much. It's only 6 episodes
A
every
season?
season, and it's an hour.
Oh.
So it's not too
Oh.
long. It's manageable. Like, it's like
Yeah.
doable.
If you're
Um,
watching, after dinner or whatever, like you can really
I watch one or two maybe in a night.
uh-huh.
Two if it's like
Yeah.
because it's like that's 2 hours, so it's like kind of watching a movie
Yeah.
almost. Um,
Yeah. I got to get
but
back
yeah,
into it. That sounds, you've really been chugging away. And now have you been tempted to smoke cigarettes or what?
no, no.
No.
Well, I did. Well, actually, when you texted me, I almost FaceTimed you, but it was too dark. I don't know if you
Ah,
saw that.
no, I
I
didn't remember.
It was on Friday night. It was Pippin. You just texted when you
Oh,
texted the picture of Pippin, Lisa
yes.
holding Pippin.
You FaceTime for a second and then stopped. And
Mhm.
I thought it was a butt dial.
No,
But
and I went to FaceTime, and then I realized I'm in the dark. Like, it's so dark. I on this is pretty personal, but I
boy.
had my Peaky Blinders hat on. I had a pea coat on. I go in the back, snow on the ground. I have a cigar and whiskey, just looking up at the stars, jamming, just jamming to my Discover Weekly, and just probably for like the length of the cigar, so maybe like 15-20 minutes. And you texted me, Jared. I almost went to Philly, but the snow was too bad. I didn't want to drive into the city. Almost
Yeah.
watched football with Jared.
That
Um,
would have been fun.
not our cousin Jared.
Rosen.
You're yeah, Rosen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's in
Nice.
town, but bummer I couldn't see him. It was too much snow to try to
Yeah.
brave 95 and everything. But anyway,
Did
so yeah. Now, no cigarettes, but I smoked a cigar. I smoked one cigar and had a
so it is.
whiskey.
I
So
guess it is influencing a little bit. How has it been for the weekend here? Did you get anything crazy, wacky, wild for the games? Did you do anything? Or just kind of a
no, again,
chill?
snowed in. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah,
lot of the
yeah.
fires and stuff like that. Because it snowed on, was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday into Saturday. And it snowed like all Saturday. And so it was kind of lovely to watch football, get the fire going, maybe some junk foods out. Um, it was nice. And I watched Watched the national championship game last night. If you watched that at all.
Yeah, you know what? I was keeping tabs on it, but I wasn't watching it. I was just kind of like I saw updates on my phone, but I really did not get into college football this year, like at all. I just
This was a weird year. I'm not normally into college football. Like only when the NFL draft happens, I'll like kind of watch some highlights of people.
yeah.
Um, but I do know Kurt Signetti. I mean, you've heard his name, right? The Indiana coach.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
know him?
familiar vaguely. Yep.
Dude, watching a game that he's coaching is wild. He has no emotion. The whole country is going crazy over a blocked punt that like kind of massively changed the game. I don't know if you saw that. Um,
No.
but it was like 3-0 for the longest time, and it was 7-3. Then they or maybe then 10-3, maybe, if I'm getting that right. But then so it's really close, and it's like a defensive battle. Everybody's struggling. They block the punt, get a touchdown, go up 17-3. So massive turn in the game.
Yeah.
Guy shows no emotion. He looks absolutely the same. He's an absolute like robot where he is just dialed in, eyes dilated. Every time they pan to him, he looks the exact same. Like he is like seeing the next play and
Mm.
can't be bothered by the emotions of an excited 20-year-old. He's just like just like totally locked in and like nobody's look at me or celebrate around me. Like he just and they won. I mean, clearly his leadership style is excellent. I mean, he built an excellent program and clearly
Yeah.
dialed in the transfer portal to a point where he made Indiana win a national championship. That's pretty crazy.
It's
That like,
nuts. Yeah.
you know,
I Is that what it was? Mostly transfers? Is that how he kind of built the program up?
yeah, a lot of transfers. And so he had like fifth, 6 year guys. So they're like 24-year-olds going against 18,
18,
19-year-old.
19.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so welcome to the new paradigm of college sports where there's transfer portals and you hoard,
Fifth
I
year
think, a lot of
guys. Yeah.
50-year guys. Yeah. Especially in football when size is like such a big deal. I'm sure I'm going to be interested to see upcoming here in March, the March Madness, the basketball
Mm, right.
bracket. I want to see how that, because I don't really follow basketball as much, college basketball, but if it's anything to come similar to these transfer portals, it's going to be probably wild in basketball, even because it's less players, more competition for
Yeah.
those players, and same sort of thing. You want more senior guys. So if they all like, Miami Heat, uh, big three it, and all just kind of go to the same team,
Yeah.
that could be kind of wild.
Fab Five. It's funny because before it was kind of like you wanted to get all of the best players, but just when they were really young, like the Kentucky
Mm-hmm.
one and dones, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and just get the talent that way. But, yeah, it's kind of like the opposite version of that, where you kind of just you get the older guys that have hung around but have the experience and size or whatever, which is that's kind of fun, man. So talking about some of the weekend too. So for the games, I end up doing a little bar outing. I went to. Did you ever go to
Oh,
Barney's Beanery? Did you ever go to one of those?
that was our favorite dive after when I was working at the restaurant. It was open late
Yeah.
after our restaurant closed, and
Yep.
Barney's was awesome to go
Westwood.
to.
Westwood.
Was it the same one? Is that the one you went
I
to?
u- I used to go to that one for lunch with my boss, and he
No
very
way.
corporate, very corporate America, where he just loved like getting out of the office. And when I first started, I didn't know any better, and he would just be like, "Let's go to Barney's." And we would just like watch sports at lunch, and just like
Did he drink?
he would
Did he
always
have a beer
in
or
the
two?
office. What's that?
Did he drink at lunch?
And
That's
what's
always like,
funny was, he did a couple times, not every time, but there was a couple times where where we'd be in the office and one of us would just go, "I could really use some chips and salsa. Are you feeling some chips and salsa?" We would That was just basically code name for, do you want to go to the sports bar together? Just like lunch.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we had some great, but yeah, it was this same exact one. It was that one in Westwood we would go to. And the one I went to this weekend was a different location, but the
Okay.
same. Yeah, it was more of the like Hollywood one. And I went there, met our buddy Nick, and Carlos was in town. So I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
check it out, see him. And so Nick and I are there. We're watching that first game. So we were watching the what was that? It was the early Sunday was the
Was that the
Texans Patriots.
yeah,
Tex
yeah.
Texans Patriots. So we're watching that, and it's funny because in LA there's so many transplants that like the bar is always such a split. It's never like just like one big group of like everyone cheering and
Mhm.
being upset at the same time. It's just a split. And so there's this back and forth. And I got there, I knew it was going to be busy, and I knew I was going to meet Carlos and Nick, and some other guys were up in the air. So I went to go get a booth. Game on the West Coast, they start at 12.
Ugh,
Um
what a dream.
midday. So
Yeah.
I get there at like 11:30 to like get the booth and kind of get there and like make sure we get a decent spot. So I get there,
Mhm.
I get a coffee and
I saw that. Oh God, I
yeah,
miss the West Coast. Coffee and football. I love it.
yeah,
Oh,
get a coffee and football. And it's funny because the Barney's menu, do you remember? It looks
it's a
like a
newspaper?
newspaper.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. Oh
So I had a
yeah.
coffee and a newspaper, and I'm sitting
Oh,
at this booth, and Nick gets there, we're chatting, we're shooting the shit. We get a couple of appetizers and something.
what'd we get?
And
What'd we get? Chips and salsa? What'd you get?
well, so I go with the coffee. Lady comes back, and it's one of those things where I'm holding the table and I feel bad not getting something if
You gotta
I'm
get
there
something.
for a long
You
period of time,
gotta get something.
So I was like, so I'm there and I get the coffee. She comes back, it hits noon, and I'm like, you know what? Can I do an Irish coffee for the second one? So I get an Irish coffee. Nick is there. He's drinking water. He gets some onion rings. I get the chicken fajitas.
Look at
we
you.
we had
Fajitas? You
literally,
went full on fajitas with an Irish coffee. Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was a transition because it was like I went from like brunch 11 to like by the time
Lunch.
I ordered
Hard
it was like
lunch. Yeah.
1. Yeah,
Hmm.
1:30. So then I'm like, I mean, we had just talked about we were shooting the shit, and it was like something about humility. And we're just like, yeah, just you gotta live modestly. Like we both have used cars, It's like we're just like you just live modestly. As I'm saying it, just this sizzling thing comes out. You're just like, you're like, "Hey, I don't like being showy." And I'm like, oh.
I got the loudest entree I could get in the restaurant.
Steaming. Like the steam, like
Hmm.
I can barely see him over the steam.
You,
Now,
oh, by the way, I told him it was my birthday. Happy birthday. It's just like I'm marching out to you.
so yeah, it's funny. I always have that because I love ordering chicken fajitas because it's usually pretty clean. You know what I mean? It's like grilled veggies, grilled chicken. You can get like, the guac or the salsa. It's usually on the side, tortillas on the side, whatever. So it could be like so I like ordering it for that reason, but man, when you're there all day, you end up getting some other things. So anyway, this happens while Nick and I are watching the game. We're having a good time. It's getting to the end of the game. Carlos is still like he made it down and he's going from like Laguna Beach, Orange County to the heart of Hollywood, which is, if you don't know the area, that's like an hour and a half, 2 hours of driving.
Yeah.
And
And not
I
fun
think,
driving. Not fun
yeah,
driving.
that's like traffic stuff. And I think he really overestimated what he could do in the day. And so, anyway, it gets to the point where the game's almost over. And like Nick's like, I'm going to head out. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to hold this. And the next game ends up being Rams versus the Bears. And so
Mm-hmm.
there actually are a good amount of LA fans, but also a lot of transplants, a lot of Bears fans. So I'm holding off this booth while Carlos is fighting through traffic. At one point, I was so worried because I had to go to the bathroom, and it's just I'm like, I'm by myself. I'm gonna battle through. I end up I covered the drink and just kind of made it known I was there, kind of deal.
How
Luckily,
do
I
you
got
do
back.
that, Jake? You're not going to glaze over that. What does that mean? I
I
made it known I was there. What on
well,
earth does that mean, Jake?
Yeah, that is a good question. Well, it was the beer. There was at this point I ordered a
Was it the
Guinness.
fajitas? Are you talking about the fajitas? You ordered more
The
fajitas?
They're still sizzling. Yeah.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. He's not far because they're still sizzling.
Yeah.
He's close.
What are you doing? What does that mean when you say
that's like a bar move. I thought that was a bar move. Wasn't that a bar move where you put the either the coaster or the napkin over your beer?
Yeah, but then you said after that you made yourself known that you
I
were
thought that
there.
was making myself known. I did think about leaving my coat. I was thinking about that.
That's a move. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I was like, I only had a t-shirt underneath and I didn't want to, I don't know. I was, I just, I was like, this will be fine. I'll be quick. Luckily it was fine. But, yeah, so then Carlos finally gets there for the second game. And I'm like, well, shit, I guess I'm staying for this second game now. I thought I was just going to watch the first game and go home, and then this whole time it's just me. I'm waiting for Carlos. He's like, I got traffic. And this woman's like, hey, like, do you want anything? And I was just like, I'll take a water. And then you can't do that too much. You can't do that. Yeah. So then
you've already made it known that you're there. You've already made it known.
I made it known. I've made it known. I end up getting the pretzels. Soft pretzels.
Oh, yeah.
No, a nice.
So this is now you're now into appetizer land. You're pre-dinner, you're post-lunch, and you've gone Irish coffee. You go coffee, Irish coffee, water. Did you hit a beer in there?
I had one Guinness.
Okay. You go Guinness.
I really nursed that thing. Nursed that thing.
That's post fajitas, right?
Fajita. Post fajita, and then I've got pretzel bite thing. I've got that, and I'm watching the early game here. I'm looking.
Is it a big pub pretzel or pretzel bites? Are these little bites that you can get?
Big.
Oh, it's
like a breadstick.
Yeah,
like a soft, big, like the Olive Garden kind of size. You know.
And so you got a bunch of pretzel sticks, kind of.
I got a basket full of 5 or 6 of these big pretzel sticks with a mustard and a cheese sauce. Really, like your classic bar appetizer.
Right.
So I was like, okay,
and that'll fill you up. Yeah, that'll fill you up.
That'll hold. So this is going on, and Carlos is making his way. I'm watching these games, and I'm just hearing Bears fans cheering, and then there's the response by the Rams fans, but the Bears fans, you could tell, just wanted it more. The Rams fans, a little more fair weather. They've won a championship pretty recently.
Yep.
The Bears fans, they have seen a long, dark winter, and they are howling. They are howling in this bar. Carlos finally gets there, really pumped about that. He sees the menu.
What point in the game? What point does he get in the game?
He gets there, but he still gets there. It was probably first quarter, maybe second quarter of the second game. Yeah, so he's there. So we're getting a chance, but we're really shooting the shit. It was kind of perfect because we really got to shoot the shit. I told him, you remember our cheesecake days when he and us, we used to hit up the Cheesecake Factory.
The factory.
And we used to
tear that place down.
Part of my you're talking about sizzling. My goodness.
Yeah.
But I sold it to him in a similar way where I go, this is the sports bar version of Cheesecake Factory. You've got a massive menu, massive portions. It's a chain. There's a few of them around the city. And he was like, I'm in. I love it. And he had to drive back to the Central Coast. So he had like another 3-hour drive after it.
That is a long day.
Very long day. I was very appreciative of him, making the stop. And it was nice. He mentioned it was nice because he was like, I like getting the vibe, the energy from the everyone's charged up. I'm getting a meal, and then I'm going to be like ready to go. And so it did play out.
Gotta fuel up.
I told him, I was like, dude, you got to be careful not to just like go right into a nap after this. Like, you gotta, And he was pretty good. He got some sliders. He goes for the sliders. Really nice.
I think I saw that in the picture. Yeah, I think I saw that.
They looked good because they buttered the buns and they toasted that. That was a real nice play. I might get that next time. It was a real nice play. But by that time, we're looking at like 6 o'clock. I ended up getting a burger. I got a burger with steamed vegetables on the side because I was like, I just housed these pretzels. I don't need the fries. I don't need the fries. Right. So anyway, I do that. Carlos and we're shooting the shit. We're catching up. We have this beautiful, like, just catch up. It's been a while since we've seen each other. We're watching the game. I mean, we can start getting into some of it, but the Bears-Rams, oh my God. Crazy. Caleb pulls some magic out. It goes into overtime. Carlos and we look at each other. We go, do we get dessert?
The day you've had in this bar, woman, what did your server say to you? Like, what did she like?
Dude, I watched her. She went on break at one point. She came back.
So, she's got a cigarette now, and she's like, what is he doing?
What the hell? Yeah. So Carlos and we go, he's like, what are you going to get? I go, I'm really looking at this apple pie over here. And he goes, I'm looking at the chocolate cake over here. Would you want to do a little switcheroo? And I go, a little half and half? A little half and half?
No.
So Carlos
you
and
boys. Well, this feels like the Cheesecake Factory days, huh?
It absolutely was.
Yeah.
It was. We go in. He goes, now the absolute curveball of all curveballs sets in. This place on the menu, standard, on the apple pie, a large slice of melted cheddar cheese goes on the top.
This is Opa's restaurant? Is this for Opa's generation, our grandfather?
Such an old guy thing. Yeah.
They melted it? I've never even heard it melted on. I've never heard that.
Picture like the big square piece of orange cheddar that would go on a burger. Plop that on an apple pie. Right on top.
Cheddar?
Now, Carlos said the same thing. I had at least kind of vaguely tried it in the past, and I was kind of like, it doesn't take away anything from me, but it doesn't add anything either. And anyway, it made
Was he
the
disgusted?
split.
Was Carlos disgusted by this?
Well, so it comes out, and we're like, holy shit. And then we're like, how do we split this? And I'll tell you what, it is very difficult to split ice cream. I'll tell you that right now. It's melting. He and I are trying to, but mine had chocolate syrup. So you gotta split that. You can't. Yeah.
Was it lava in the middle? Like a lava cake in the middle?
Luckily, no, because that would have been a nightmare to try and split. But I do like that. It is very good when it comes out that way. But we split the apple pie, and Carlos goes, you know what? It's not even that it's bad. It's just that I'm thinking about it too much. I'm not even tasting the apple pie. I'm just worried about this cheese that's surrounded by ice cream and apple and like breading. And
throw them off. It definitely throw them off. It sounds like.
Yeah, it was a psychological thing. And so anyway, we're in a busy sports bar in Hollywood filled with LA fans, Ram fans, Bears fans, and Carlos and I are at a booth together just splitting dessert. There's like drunk fans with buckets of beer next to us, and we're like, "Yeah, we'll take the chocolate cake." And so we're just eating this, and it was incredible. That Hail Mary was insane.
Oh
They
my
went,
God, wasn't that wild?
They went nuts, and then at the very end there, game wraps up. We get the check before the game finishes. It's a power play. You got to do that.
Move.
Got to do that. And the woman comes over, and I go, "We had a great shift, didn't we?" I was like, I feel like I know your job inside and out. Like, if you ever need cover, let me know.
Did she love that or did she hate it?
She laughed. It's tough though, because I could tell she enjoyed it and she was laughing and smiling, but it was so loud I couldn't really hear her response. So I don't know exactly.
She loved it. She loved it.
I would have loved to have a little more back and forth. But yeah, then Carlos and I got out of there, and I get home to Lisa, and she's like, "How was your day?" And I was like, "Well, I basically did a fantasy football punishment." I was there.
You did.
I was like, I was there from like 11:30 a.m. The game ended at like 7:30 p.m. I just worked a shift. I worked a shift, and I felt so full. I was just like, oh my God. But I felt so bad because I was there for so long. I was like, I got to order something, and I didn't want to like be drinking, the whole time. Like, I don't know. I probably could have drank more, but I knew I was driving at the end. But my end time changed because I wasn't sure when Carlos was getting there. So earlier, I probably would have drank more if I knew, but and would have leaned into that. But anyway, that was how I watched the playoff football.
Beautiful. That is just a lovely day. Very funny. Very funny. You kind of like tag teamed just with Carlos's logistics. Like it was like kind of like tag team friends, like new shift. So you just kind of
pretty much like I got Nick, and it was a blast for the Patriots game. And then I got Carlos for the Rams Bears.
Welcome to my office, boys. You got the coffee. Okay, all right, I'll see you. I got my next meeting. Yeah, I got my next meeting coming in.
Yeah, you're gonna love her. She's great. Waitress.
Yeah, can we do more cheese on the top?
Yeah,
we get more cheese.
What we talked about earlier. Remember this morning? Yeah. Man. So, oh my God.
I mean, it sounds like a great way. I mean, like I mentioned, I did not have that kind of service, but I did have, had the fire going, watched some of the games. So kind of cozy, had the snow outside. So that was kind of a new experience. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to just put a button on the whole experience. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of our comedy days when we would do the diners late at night after the comedy shows.
Yep.
And
always like an apple pie and a little
where you just got some food, you're shooting the shit with your friends or whatever. It felt a lot like that.
Late night kind of bar atmosphere. Some people are partying, some people are not partying, some people are really great people watching regardless, just all the way around.
So good.
Those diner outings. Oh man, that would be after a show, it would be usually with other comic friends or something, and so it'd be like, those are great times. You just unlocked some memories for me.
Yeah, such a fun. Oh man, so you watch some of these games now. It was, we got some good games. We got some bad games. Did you watch any of the Seahawks at all? Did you watch that?
The beginning, when I thought it was still going to be a game, and then like halfway through, I was like, "Are the Eagles really, really bad? Are the Eagles like terrible?" Because they lost to this team, and this team can't do anything right now. They can't. Everything looked difficult, and Kenneth Walker, huh? Wasn't that what you?
I know.
It's what you hope for in fantasy, but it is like they have Charbonnet. They have Charbonnet as like the regular season guy, and then Kenny Walker comes in for the playoffs. It seems like. I mean, I know Charbonnet played.
Charbs is the lunch pail guy. He's the guy. He clocks in every day. He
Mhm.
does his job and he really does the dirty work. And then Kenny comes in there and he's the show pony. He really like
Oh,
high risk, high reward. And yeah, he
just
was
crazy
he
nice,
was
like
fun.
awesome plays.
The defense looks incredible for them for the Seahawks. They
Just
did some crazy stuff. I had the same experience as you did where Lisa came in and she was like, "Well, that's pretty good, right? Like they beat the Eagles and so now they got beat." I was like, "Yeah, but makes you feel like the birds are pretty bad actually." Now that I
you're
think
like
about it, like
you've married a guy that's gonna be upset with the Eagles no matter what if we don't win.
yeah, I guess that is right. That
There's
is
no outcome that could have made me happy.
But yeah, Kenny, dude, Kenny had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, he had a
Just
real day.
crushed it. The
Um,
defense was just nuts for them.
that Bears game, that was like the just the game, I feel like. What other
Yeah.
games? Do
Well,
you
there's
have
also
the
the
bracket?
Broncos Bills. That was the first one. That one went to overtime. Where our sweet Josh Allen, he ends up crying in the presser. And Bo
Mm,
Nix, dude, Bo Nix got hurt. Like, dude, as a Broncos
after the
fan,
game, you find out. I know.
yeah, like
Oh,
as a Broncos fan, you're so excited, and no less than 10 minutes into being like, we're going to the
conference
conference,
championship.
you
Yep.
find out, no Bo Nix is
And
nuts.
what a cakewalk for the Patriots this whole year.
I
Are
thank
you
you. I
kidding
know.
me?
No
Like
Nico
what?
Collins in this one.
Like
And no, yep,
they just got the hand of all hands dealt to them with the regular season schedule. They get a beat up Chargers, a less than desirable, like you mentioned, Nico Collins out for the Texans, but like Stroud looks brutal now. Stroud looked
yeah, he looked
terrible.
real
Like he
bad.
looks like he's like regressing. Like there's like before that press game, that post game thing with Caleb last year. Do you remember
Yep,
that?
yeah,
And
where
then
he goes
after
like,
that
do
moment,
you
he goes, "Hey,"
remember what
he
was
tried
it?
to
He
big
was like,
brother him. He tried to big brother
yeah,
him, and
yeah,
he like went up to him and he's like, "You got to keep your head out there." He's like I think
yeah,
younger than him even, but he's
yeah,
been in the
yeah,
league one more season, and he had
yep,
one good rookie season, and then
yep,
the last two he's been brutal
yep.
to watch.
He
Yeah,
it does remind me a lot of like there's a lot of good defensive teams where the quarterbacks, I think they're put in pretty bad situations. I think he's part of that, but he does not help himself either. Like he just has these turnovers where it's just like, dude, Anders, is it no, who was it? Someone on the Patriots. Just man, everyone. It felt like this game,
booty,
the
booty. Are you gonna say booty?
turnovers
The
the
turnovers.
turnovers were just nuts. Picks and fumbles, even the ones that weren't lost, because it was 5 turnovers to 3. And that doesn't include the fumbles that were recovered by
Yeah,
their own team.
yeah,
So
yep.
there's probably 10 like fumbles and picks, which is
Drake
just
May,
crazy.
on this performance alone, Drake May should not be the MVP. I know they won and he had
Yeah.
some good throws, but dude, the turnovers are crazy. Um,
Yeah.
this reminded me again, this is an Eagle centric podcast. We're Eagles fans. I watch all the games. Jalen never turns it over, and we get so mad in the opposite direction throughout the whole year. Oh, they're so conservative. They're
Yeah.
just taking it easy, and they're just punting, and like
Yeah.
in this game, I heard the opposite criticism, which is like, guys, just punt. If it ends in a
Yeah.
punt or a kick, that's a
Yeah.
win. We got a great defense. Just sit on it. That's what the
Yeah.
Eagles were doing all year, and it's just funny to hear both sides of this conversation because in this one, with all those turnovers, you're kind of like wish we had a quarterback like Jalen Hurts to just manage the game and you
Yeah.
know
It is,
just ride
it's,
out the defense.
yeah. It is funny to give credit to some of the defenders too. Dude, I think Will Anderson like he timed May's drop back perfectly and he got 2 just clean, like they look like NBA blocks where it's just
Mm-hmm.
like they would just clean strip of the ball, all ball, like
Mm-hmm.
no arm involved whatsoever. Man, he looked awesome. I think the Patriots like secondary. I mean, it's brutal. This feels like the beginning of the Patriots dynasty where it's like this
I hate it.
lot of good
Yeah.
pieces, but just really good game plans. Just really good game plans on both sides of the ball. It's
Vrabel is
tough.
very good. We'll go back to more comedy days. We'll never forget the Vrabel game with Derrick Henry, that playoff game that we
Yes.
watched.
Flappers. Yep, that's right.
And that was when he was out Belichicking Belichick. And
Mm-hmm.
he's just a great coach. And it's pretty clear that Drake May is like a very good quarterback. And it's pretty clear that they have a very good defense. The Milton Williams, doesn't that hurt? Doesn't
It
that
hurts
hurt?
so bad, dude. He's
That hurts.
thriving. They're it's a perfect situation for him. He's getting paid so much money. I'm so happy for him. He's such a good player. Ah, man, it sucks though because yeah, he's just like a perfect. He's strong. He's fast, and he could do these crazy stunts.
Great
Um,
interior rusher. Great
yeah,
interior rusher. And he makes your edge look a lot better than they are. I really thought he would be a bust signing for them because I thought he was like a Jalen Carter boost. He played next to Jalen Carter
right,
and he
right.
looked better because Jalen Carter gets a lot of the
Was
attention.
eating up double teams. Yeah.
But not so much. I mean, I know he was a good player. He was amazing in the Super Bowl and was
Well,
awesome.
I
So
think also the Patriots do an amazing job of game planning for their players, and so I do
yeah.
think they saw what he was doing when the other blockers were occupied by Jalen Carter, and they just scheme up ways to get him one on ones. And so
Hmm.
I think he still benefits from a good situation, but that doesn't make him a bad. That I mean, he's still an incredible player.
Yeah.
Um, but ah, man, yeah, that one was it was brutal. I'll tell you what, the sports bar, lot of Boston fans creeping
Ugh.
back out. They've got the Gronkowski jerseys. They've got the
Brady, a lot of Brady.
jersey. Yeah,
Oh,
Brady, of course. I mean Brady without saying it,
yeah.
but a lot of the Boston Red Sox hats on, and it's
Teddy Teddy Bruschi jerseys. Any of these coming out?
no, Brewski.
They'll come out.
Oh,
They'll come out.
speaking of early 2000s linebacker, at the bar, I walked by and I thought I recognized this guy, and
No.
I wasn't sure who it was. I go to the bathroom, I'm taking a piss, and the guy next to
You put the
me
glass
is
over. You put the cover over the glass at this point,
right.
right? Yeah,
Right.
you've
That's
made it
right.
known. Yeah, you've already
Yeah.
made it
So
known.
I'm it's quick. I'm doing a quick one. I gotta be back.
Quick piss. Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
quick down and back. So I'm in there and I can hear one guy at the urinal talking to another guy going, "Yo, did you see Sean Merriman out there? Mr.
Lights
Lights
out
Out
Dan?
himself." Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look back and it was tough because he was in this group of people. It looked like him, but I couldn't confirm it. But I'm pretty sure it was kind of poetic because Carlos is there and it's like these early 2000s linebacker
Yeah.
type
You
thing.
definitely
And like,
played Madden with Merriman and did a franchise with
or,
Merriman, with Carlos
yeah,
and like,
at some
yeah.
point, at some
Yeah.
point. And so, yeah, that was fun. That was cool to see, whatever. But yeah, that was during the other game. That the second game, dude, the Bears Rams, that was a blast. It was a little bit more defensive than I was anticipating. I
Hmm.
felt like the I watched the like all the turnovers, like 10 turnovers in the Patriots Texans, and I was like, I'm so excited to watch the Bears Rams just be fireworks. And
Hmm.
it kind of was, but it was a little bit more of just like a
Yeah.
evenly matched back and forth, is what it felt
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, being tied at half going in, I think it was like 10-10. That felt like advantage Bears because the Bears have been a second half team for so much.
Yep. Yeah.
And so I thought like, oh, okay, Bears are tied. That's like the Bears being up almost. Like
Yeah.
because they've been such a good fourth quarter team and Caleb's been great. And Stafford, oh, man, Stafford, he makes some really awesome throws. And I realized in this game with the Rams, screen passes are very important to an offense. Like screen,
Yeah.
bubble passes, they all get the defense closer to the line of scrimmage,
Yep.
why aren't the Eagles doing this? I'm sorry I'm
I
moving
know.
back to the Eagles. Why aren't the Eagles
I
doing
know.
this? I'm watching this
I
game and
know.
I'm like, look at all the nuance of these offenses. And like Ben Johnson is like running. They keep talking about running to the strong side. And now that they have that tendency set up, they're going counter to that with a boot. And I'm like, that's right. Football can be fun with game planning. You can have
Yeah.
fun game scripts and schemes that layer on top of each other. And that's what I noticed in this game was like Ben Johnson, Sean McVay, even if they weren't working, like they weren't hitting the fireworks, they had some cool designs and like three tight end sets they kept talking about where they would
Yeah.
like run these three tight end sets. Oh, but they love to pass out of it. You know, they do the opposite of what they're actually in. And then once you're dialed into the opposite, that's when they do what you're supposed to do is run the ball right down their throat. Manungai's coming downhill at you. And it's like they've been setting that up. And it's like it was fun game planning in this one, even if they weren't
Watching,
hitting, you know?
yeah, McVay versus Ben Johnson, it was, yeah, night and day. You've got the motions as well. You got
Yeah.
the formation shift into the motion that went into the screen, but it had the play action before the screen. And it's like, yeah, all this extra nuance. And then, oh my goodness. Yeah, it was, man, it felt like even on the other side though, they had good defensive plays and like different like wrinkles and stuff. I felt because I mean Caleb got picked off. What was that 3 times? Um, so he ended up.
Yeah, the last one, yeah, and the dagger at the end is really sad. That one, the overtime
Yeah,
pick, the last pick, that
yeah.
was pretty
Well,
brutal. Yeah.
Carlos and I thought they were going to go for 2 after the miracle.
Right. Yeah, you had all that momentum.
Yeah,
And I get that you want to take that into the fourth quarter, but like
yeah, and have more control. But
they were shell
yeah,
shocked. Like they were shell
yeah.
shocked. Maybe take advantage there, but I guess hindsight's 2020. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you probably. I mean, they did get a shot in OT, and it came down to just a field goal at the end. So it's
right.
like they did have a shot to kind of go for it, but yeah, the pick was brutal there. It's funny because Caleb, like, he'll probably leave this game everyone thinking like, what an awesome game because of that Hail Mary. Like he played his heart out, but the stats were like he had 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, probably like right above 50%, 23 for 42.
Yeah. That's
And
like
it was, yeah,
high variance. Again, I think the NFL loves those types of players and hate again, I'm gonna say it again, the Jalen Hurts like
conservative. Yeah.
conservative, protect the ball, happy to punt, not going to put it in danger because the danger is like the compelling football plays that
Yep.
fans want to see, whether it's a
Yep.
pick or it's a huge play. It's
Yeah.
like the
Or a
fun
touchdown.
plays.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yep.
It's high variance. It's not like conservative kind of,
Dude. Also,
safe plays.
The Caleb analogy to Aaron Rodgers really strengthens after this. When you do he's now getting Hail Marys off and he's like rolling around and then just heaving it like 50, 60 yards to like a perfect ball. Like
Mhm.
that's like prime Aaron Rodgers stuff. Man.
Also, Jake prime Aaron Rodgers stuff. How about that? He sees it, the substitution, or he sees the guy jump off sides, calls hike, gets a free play. The free
Yeah.
play that Aaron Rodgers would always get, he was just
Yep.
locked into. He clearly, like he's said it before, he modeled his game after Aaron Rodgers, and that was his favorite player. And it does show, like in his play style and like
Yeah.
his skill set, like it does show that
It's
he
crazy
is that
because
type.
after his rookie year, it was kind of like lukewarm. Everyone's kind of lukewarm with him. He was just kind of like, oh, is he a bust? We don't know. Who's to say?
It
But
looked bad.
with
Yeah,
Ben,
yeah.
yeah, with Ben Johnson, I'm like, wow, he has a better arm than I thought. He's faster than I thought. He's doing the like heady stuff with the offsides and getting that. It's like, man, he's actually way better than I thought after last year.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, Alex, it is funny. Our bracket here, we nailed the AFC. We are 100% in the playoffs. If the Patriots make it, we were 100% in the AFC. In the NFC, We were right on the Rams. We were right on the Bears. We missed the Eagles,
Yeah. Our
but we
heart
did.
our heart got us. Yeah.
I know, but we did have the Rams in the conference, so we did get that. So we got absolutely everything besides the Eagles because the Eagles were going the furthest, obviously. So it messes up the bracket. Um, Almost nailed it otherwise. It has us at 90.6%.
Wow. So it was really just our head over over our heart is where we kind of mixed it up, the Eagles kind of being the heart, getting
Yeah,
that wrong.
maybe
But other than that, we pretty much nailed it. Man, man,
the
if the Eagles make this, how does it change the bracket? The Eagles would have played the Bears instead of the
yes, so they
Rams?
would have played the Bears and then the Rams and Seattle would have played in the round previously. Um
Oh my god, I would have had a heart attack doing Caleb Williams things to the Eagles, like those types of
oh my
crazy Hail
gosh.
Marys. Like if that was my team
Yeah.
that he's like doing that stuff against, I'm like, and
Yeah.
I went to that Black Friday game. I saw that game that they did
Yep.
play, and they shellacked him on the ground. And so
Yeah, that's right. They
I'm
really
kind of,
now
yeah.
because we've got less games here. How do you feel about the conference championship here with Broncos, Pats, and then Seahawks, Rams? How are you feeling
Patriots,
about?
I mean, the Stidham, we talked about it briefly. Bo Nix going down and Stidham playing. I feel
Yeah,
like Patriots have a pretty easy cakewalk just on that side of the ball specifically. Their defense with Stidham, I feel like really outplays them. Drake May versus this defense could be troublesome. So that's why I think it'll be a low scoring but handed Patriots win, is my thought. Like
yeah.
17-3 again, kind of like the Chargers game where it's 16-3. This could be 17-3, maybe like 24-10, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Sean
The
Payton has a trick or
the
two.
spread is 4.5 for the Patriots, which is actually lower than I thought. So they think. Sorry, it opened at 4.5. It's now 5.5. Um, the
Yeah,
total for the game is 42.5. So they think it's going to be about, yeah, mid 20s to like 20 odd, um, mid 20s for each team, or mid 20s for Patriots and then like high teens, well, somewhere in that neighborhood, which I feel like feels right. It's got Stidham not getting a lot of points. And this is going to have to be an absolute masterclass of Sean Payton pulling out trick plays
yeah.
and just the defense making.
Special
Yes,
teams and defense. Yep.
special teams, defense, like an onside kick, like a fake punt, a fake end around on the kick return.
Hmm.
Um, it's going to be like a double pass on offense. It's going to be, and the defense has to play lights out and just shut down.
Down, going for it on fourth down, wildcat, some weird kind of
Yeah. Yep.
package that they've never seen before with the running back, and Stidham's not even in the game.
Yep.
The extra lineman, an eligible lineman gets a catch for some reason.
Hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, I
I
think.
saw a very funny thing where so you've got Sean Payton, Mike Vrabel in the Broncos Patriots, and then in the Seahawks Rams, you've got Sean McVay and Mike McDonald. It's two Seans versus two Mikes, and the Mikes are defensive guys, and the Seans are offensive gurus. So
Interesting.
Sean McVay,
Interesting.
Sean Payton, wizards with offense. And then you've
Mhm.
got Mike McDonald with this amazing Seahawks defense and Mike Vrabel with the Patriots defense, defensive dudes. Isn't that weird? Isn't that funny with the names that like they
That
kind
is
of
kind of,
fit in it?
yeah, it's like remember the I think it was an old what is that guy's name? He's one of the talking heads. He's one of the biggest talking heads who talks about a quarterback is good looking and so he gets given the ball. and then
Schlereth? Is it Mark Schlereth?
no, Colin Cowherd. I'm thinking of Cowherd. I'm sorry,
Oh yeah,
Colin
yes,
Cowherd.
yeah, yes. That's
I think it's even
exactly
a
right.
commercial, but anyway, the bit being, oh, because they're good looking, they get handed a ball, and then they're taller, and so they become the quarterback, and so it's almost like it chose them, and so maybe
Yeah,
the name
the name.
Sean it chose them to be
Also,
offensive coordinators.
Mike defensively is the Mike
Ditka. Oh
Mike
yeah.
backer, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's the middle linebacker. You go, Mike, it's just like a
Vrabel.
subconscious thing. The coach is like, maybe this guy should play defense. That guy should play defense. And they get
It's a
put on
hard
defense.
Mike. It sounds like
At
Spike. It's like a
hard,
Mike.
hard consonant. Yeah, I mean, Mike,
Mike. This is Sean.
Sean. Yeah, yeah. Sean, it's the S, and it's a little bit, it's more, you gotta think about,
It's
it's
offensive.
it's
It's offensive,
offensive. Yeah.
and so it's offensive in that way.
It's offensive, exactly.
Yeah.
Really fun. I think the Rams Seahawks is gonna be a blast. I think
That's a
that
compelling
game,
game. Yeah, that's a compelling one.
they've played twice. I think they split, and it's been by like 3 points every time.
Yeah, because this one is also we talked about it. The NFC West was the division this year.
Yep.
They rocked the house and they made up 3 of the final 4 teams in the NFC. That's pretty rare, I think, to see 3 divisional opponents all a game right before, and then now to take up a conference championship. Pretty brutal rivalry after this one. Like whoever loses
Yeah.
this going to be hated. It's already a lot
Yep.
of bad blood. I don't know if these two have had the same hate as like the 49ers,
Right.
but because I feel like the 49ers have been around for longer in the playoffs. The Seahawks haven't been back in a while. It's been since like
Mhm.
Legion of Boom, right? And
Yeah.
like Russell Wilson throwing interceptions in the
About a
Super Bowl.
decade, give or take, which I'll get
Yeah.
into actually. I want to bring that up in a little bit, but the other comparison I like with these teams are, you've got both the leading receivers in the NFL. You've got JSN led the league in receiving, and then Puka was right
Yeah.
behind him. Jackson Smith and Jigba had 1,793 yards. Puka had 1,715, and I think Puka had one less game
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of an injury. Um, Really interesting that both these teams have like a bell cow receiver. I feel like this kind of stuff happens in divisions where like they play each other, so they game plan for each other, so they have similarities, but also like almost opposing. Like it's almost like a yin yang thing where they have like they make a defense specifically to kind of stop the thing they always see, and it kind of feels like that where it's really fun because it's a offensive wizard versus a defensive wizard, where the Seahawks defense is like incredible, and McVay has been incredible throughout his entire career, and Puka's had an incredible season as well. So it should just be really, really fun game. I think the Seahawks have it. They're at home, and it's a 2.5 point spread.
Really? Oh,
Um,
you're going Seahawks. Is it the home? Is that what's really carrying it for you? The
I th-
Darnold thing scares me
well,
a little bit because
yes, well, that's
Darnold,
true. That
he
I'm
did
just
not
saying
have to
that's
do
what the
much.
spread is. That is what the spread came out as, is two and a
Is
half.
that your guess as well, though?
That wasn't my guess. I'm looking on
Oh, oh,
ESPN. So
oh,
that's
sorry. I thought I
draft.
was taking that as what you were thinking. Okay, gotcha. I see.
No, it's on DraftKings. So it's on ESPN, and they're powered by DraftKings or whatever. So that specific sports book has Seahawks 2.5. And my guess is that it's because of they're at home. So it's probably a coin flip otherwise.
Yeah,
Which is
and that place
as good
is
as you can
loud.
get.
I mean, that's what the loudest. For a while. It was like 12th man, or 12th man loudest stadium by decibels for a while there, right?
Yeah,
Um,
Jared used to do the athletic training, and so he's been to a lot of the stadiums, and he said you just cannot hear anything on the
Yeah,
sidelines.
he was on the sidelines. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. Um,
That kind of does tilt it for me a little bit, but I just think the Rams, I trust McVay and Stafford, I think is where I
yeah,
lean. and Jared Verse and Fisk are pretty good, and their defense is kind of like frisky, but I think it's just
Game
the
plan.
McVay pedigree, yeah,
Yeah.
that I think I am thinking about a lot in this one.
Now, fun little storyline. You mentioned the Legion of Boom earlier and that kind of last appearance. If now in the AFC, the big favorite is the Patriots because they're playing Stidham. It is in
Yeah,
Denver,
right.
but they get Stidham. If they make the Super Bowl, either way the NFC goes, because that game is first. That's at 12 o'clock. Either way, if the Patriots win, it's a rematch of either the Russell Wilson pick at the goal line, where the Patriots win the Super Bowl, so they get a revenge game against the Patriots, or it's the Rams Patriots Super Bowls, where I think they didn't they go back? I think they played each other twice, was it? Or was it just once?
Was this like Kurt Warner, like that one? Like the
No,
way
it
back
was
when? Or is
no,
it
no,
more
no. It was like
recent? Like Goff?
2020.
Was that
It was
Goff?
yeah, because the Rams
Okay.
went to two Super Bowls and they won one. They beat Burrow, didn't they? But they
Mm,
lost to I think it was Tom Brady's last one in New England, which was do you remember that 6-1 defense that that Belichick stole from Fangio? And
classic.
that's what
Yeah.
stopped the
Yeah, because
Rams
Fangio had that
offense.
whole scheme. Yeah, that whole scheme down. And Fangio was like the kryptonite, I feel like, for that offensive scheme. He had their number. But dude, you got me. I'm gonna go down a
It
whole rabbit
was
hole here.
now it was 20 or maybe it would have been 19 then. Yeah, 2019 because that Super Bowl was so boring because it was a defensive. So it was 2019 Patriots Rams. The Rams
Oh,
lose to Tom Brady 13 to
13-3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
And
was
that
so funny
offense
because
was amazing.
that was the year after the highest scoring one. So it was the Patriots Eagles one was 2018, and then they followed it up
Right.
with it looks like the lowest scoring one, which that's kind of an anomaly to go
Yeah.
from highest scoring to lowest scoring. And then it looks like yeah, they did. You're right. They beat Cincinnati in 2022. Um,
Right. Yeah, so that's when so anyway, either way, if the Patriots make it, which they most likely will, it's going to be a revenge game for either the Seahawks or the Rams. So I think the Seahawks one's definitely more famous, but I mean, it's still a Super Bowl loss to the opponent where,
mhm.
and not to mention, you brought it up to begin, but like we've talked about this Patriots team feeling a lot like the early 2000s Patriots, which was kickstarted by beating the Rams, greatest show in turf, in the Super Bowl. Um,
2002, 20-17, New England over St. Louis when
yeah,
they
that's
were in
right.
St. Louis, and
Yeah.
that was in the Superdome in New Orleans. And
Yep.
wow, you're right, that was a kickstart. And Vrabel was probably on the team at that point, right, as a
I think he was
linebacker.
a player. Yeah, I think he was a player at
He
that
didn't
point.
come in. I know he was in that first grouping where they won
Yeah.
3 of 4 years.
Yeah, because he was coaching, I think, for that second grouping. But yeah, it's a lot of fun storylines with now if the Broncos do make it, I don't know if there's much. I think this is I guess you have the Broncos. Didn't they beat who did they beat? I'm trying to remember. It might have been a Legion of Boone victory. Um
Denver beat Carolina.
no, but
Um,
didn't they also lose as well to the Seahawks, to the Legion of Boom? Um
oh, so Seattle dominated 43-8 in 2014. And so that was
yes.
2014. And
Yeah, so that
then
could be a Denver revenge game could happen where it's
mhm,
Denver Seattle and That could
That
be
was when
another one.
Peyton, wasn't that when Peyton, it's the first play of the game. The snap gets snapped over his head
Over
and
his
then
head, yeah.
downhill the whole rest of the game. It was just a
It was
nightmare for their
pure
offense.
snoozeville. I remember being in college for that, and it was pure snoozeville after that. It was, I think Mitch fell asleep, actually.
Oh,
Mitch Barr, do you remember that? He fell asleep, and it was just kinda like we were at
were
the
we?
hub. At the hub.
Oh, wow.
You remember that?
A glorious year that year.
Yeah, it was. It was really
It
fun.
looks
I
like
wish
what's that?
I wish there was a
No,
better
go ahead.
game, but yeah, it was a great year. Fun
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Great year. God, that place was awesome. Denver went back 2 years later and they beat Carolina. That was when, remember,
Yes. Cam
Cam
Newton.
Newton didn't jump on the ball. He
Did
got a lot
Cam
of
Newton have a
slack for
jump
that.
over, maybe? Did Cam Newton have a thing where he jumped
May-
over?
Maybe
Or is it
because they
Peyton?
scored 10, so they scored. Wait, are you talking
I
about?
remember Von Miller having a big game as well in that when they did
Yeah,
yeah.
that one they got the big one for Peyton on that one for the sheriff
Oh yeah.
16, and that was actually in Santa Clara. So that was actually where it's this year is in Santa Clara. And
Yeah.
so
Interesting.
same locale, but that was again Denver and that was Carolina. But if Denver makes it in this miraculous kind of Nick Folesian way with
Yep.
Stidham, that would be a real
The
kind of
Stids.
crazy.
Do you see Foles like tweeted out or whatever and was like, "Hey, don't
Awesome.
worry, guys. The Patriots aren't that great against backup quarterbacks in championship type games."
He loves twisting that needle.
I know him and
Wouldn't you?
BG. Uh,
Yeah. Oh,
him
BG
and
loves it,
BG. They will never let it die. They'll always talk about it.
especially to Tom
Um,
Brady. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Which you should. If you have something over the goat, you hold it over him.
yeah. Absolutely. I know this is gonna be a shorter episode, but do you want to dive really quickly in? Well, I guess we could chat a little Sixers, but you want to chat a little Eagles coordinator stuff before we leave the football? Do you have? We don't have to go
I
too
don't.
much into it, but do you
Yeah,
have?
I don't have too much movement other than I would like Mr. Mike McDaniel. That would be fun.
I
I
know,
don't
me
know.
too.
It would be fun because it could be both a nightmare and a dream in that the offense could look like an absolute revelation and innovation. There's
Right.
cheapy kind of picks and stuff like that. And I think you're laughing at where I'm about to get to, which is
Yeah.
like his shitty little attitude in press
Yeah.
conference with this media would be a nightmare. He would
Think
be like
about
kind of shitty and like, like kind of like
be the most
sarcastic, and
it would
it
be
could
the
be awesome.
most smug coaching staff of all
Yeah,
time.
I
It would
know.
be Sirianni. It was
I know.
Sirianni, Mike McDaniel, and Fangio just being like, man, fuck, I don't give a shit. Just sarcastically replying to the beat reporters, just like
Oh my God.
completely like over it. Oh my. It would I, as long as they were together and like, working together and it was working well, I could
Unified.
see it
Right,
being
right.
really fun. But
If
who
it
knows?
starts to
Maybe it's
fray at the edges, like
yeah,
we lose
yeah,
like AJ Brown, or he's on the team and he's still pissed off, and
yeah,
Mike McDaniel has to deal with that, and he hates dealing like and he can't,
yeah.
take care of it appropriately. I think that could be a
Well, he
nightmare.
had Tyreek though. He had Tyreek, and what's funny is like the Alabama counterpart, Tua versus Jalen Hurts. So
True.
interesting. I don't know. But what I've been seeing from him in the coaching, carousel as he kind of interviews and stuff, there's been clips that kind of leak about like his interviews with the Dolphins and different stuff. He has some really insightful stuff about his philosophy and where it comes from. And he went into this long explanation about when he was coming up with all those guys in Washington. It
Hmm.
was under Mike Shanahan with Kyle Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur, all those
Hmm.
guys were together.
Hmm.
And he said what happened was the team drafted RG3 and he had no tape on what he was doing in college. And so instead of having a system that they taught, they had to create a system from scratch for RG3 and the players around him. And he said that what it really instilled in all of them was you have players and you create the system for what they do. You can take plays and concepts from around the league to kind of integrate, but what you're doing is you're creating a system to your players' strengths, which that sounds like very refreshing to hear instead of like
Oh,
some coach that's just like, this is what we do. You got to get in line and we got to get the players that do this thing.
running
It's like,
deep hooks. If it's not
yeah,
open, throw it away, and we're punting. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, really cool where he's just like, I'm going to create it for the players and to maximize, which I think is what coaches should do, is they should maximize the players they have.
That would
So
be
he would be great.
refreshing for especially Jalen Hurts, as he didn't run that much this year. He looked uncomfortable trying to throw it over the middle. It didn't look like there's a lot of schemed, easy plays for him. And so to
Yep.
have McVay, or not McVay, to have McDaniel with that mindset, get easy plays for him and unlock some of the read option stuff that we just didn't see this year. Where was it? Where was the read option? Like, was he hurt? Are the linemen hurt? I think what will come out is the linemen were way hurt than they let on. They could not do as much as they wanted to do. Here's
Yeah.
something I've been thinking about, noodling about. They couldn't, I don't think they could pull their linemen like they wanted to. They wouldn't go
I
out in
think we,
space.
I think we might have chatted about this because
Yeah,
Dickerson specifically was very
right.
hurt. And I
And the
think,
Eagles,
and
like,
same with Cam Jurgens. I think the two of them.
the year
Um,
before, it was like heroic. We'd see linemen 20 yards down the field. Saquon would be running down the field. And we had the most explosive run plays of all time. And it's like we had
yeah,
big linemen down the field. I feel like that season took so much out of them and injured them so much, on
yeah,
top of all the tush pushes that they took.
yeah,
Um, and then they kind of they went away from that. I think the attrition of all that, probably good that they get a longer off season and heal that
yeah,
up, and then a coach that can like actually make some plays around those deficiencies rather than
yeah.
just what we had. Um, I haven't seen anyone else that really excites me, and besides Mike McDaniel, like Brian Dayball, I think
There,
would be kind of tough.
yeah,
Um,
he had Jalen in Alabama, so there's that tie. But
he
I
worked with
think,
Sirianni briefly.
yeah, he'd be interesting. I felt like he did some running stuff with Dart and with Allen, and so and even Daniel.
Daniel
So he,
Jones, yeah.
yeah, Daniel Jones. So yeah, he'd be good. I'd be fine with it. I wouldn't be like pumped, but I'd be like, oh, this is.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the like interdivision kind of like, we got the guy, we got one of their guys kind of thing. So he'd have
Mhm,
some intel, which I like, but
mhm,
apart from that, there is one guy who seems like a dark horse who is like the highest risk reward of the group. And to me, it's the Ole Miss offensive coordinator. He's our age. He's 32.
oh,
And
no.
he was at Ole Miss and it was like one of the best offenses. This would be like trying to find the next phenom and like
Yeah,
it would be incredible if like I just like the idea of like if we're not gonna get Dable, we're not gonna get McDaniel. I'd like to just try and go for a home run, like try
mhm,
and go for, some kind of like a Chip Kelly kind of thing where you're like, let's bring him in, whatever, and then like who knows what the next cycle looks like if he flames out, like maybe you get some better luck on something else. But it would be
mhm,
really fun if like I think what the team should do is they've put so much draft capital into the defense the last
mhm,
5 years. And
mhm,
the reason the offensive line is so hurt and old is they are older and they're all paid under contract. So they're not going anywhere. So they're just locked in. I think if we got some young talent on offense to kind of replenish and get some young legs in there, along with a young coach that's coming from college, that is familiar with like what these players are doing, that could be really cool.
Jake, you ready for this? I'm gonna tie it all together. Do you know his name? Do you know the guy's name? I got it right now for you. Just off the top of your head. You got it? Don't look it up because I got it.
No. Okay.
Jake, how else would you get this job at 32, right? You got to be a disciple. You got to be a disciple.
Is it Sean?
Not a Sean. Not a Sean. I like that, though.
Oh, I do know who it is.
Weiss Jr. So he's Charlie Weiss
That's
Jr.
the other.
Charlie Weiss, offensive coordinator for early 2000s Patriots. Do you remember? With Romeo Crennel on defense.
That's our show. And that's our show.
Hey, thanks. We'll see you.
And that's our show. Well done, Alex.
Little button, huh? Now we're all the way back to where we were. Charlie Weiss's son.
That
and he goes against
Vrabel. He goes against Vrabel.
That's
in
right.
The rematch Super Bowl. Yeah.
He's a Lane Kiffin. So Lane Kiffin was the coach. So Lane Kiffin. Looks like he actually developed Jake Jackson Dart.
Yep.
So
could have some inside baseball on Jackson Dart. Either that or Dable. The other thing, Alex, real quick, do you want to chat Sixers really quick? Just a smidge?
I do.
Dude, I haven't watched as closely, but dude, Maxey is first team or starting all-star? What? That is incredible.
This guy is on fire.
Yeah.
He's incredible, man. He is just the engine that runs the team. Now, I know the team will say we are coming from a dark year, right? So the expectation's much lower for the Sixers fan. So if you're thinking, what? They're not that good. You're right. They're not that good. They win a game, they lose a game. They win a game, they lose a game. They're a little over 500. They're fifth. Yeah, fifth in the East, which is not bad. And they lost tonight, it looks like, to the Suns. Now, the Suns are pretty good at 27-17. But the fun part, this team is a mixture of the process Sixers, where you're like, process era was like, we don't expect we're going to win, but let's watch player development. And we would just watch young players and look at the, if you watched a game, if you find yourself in a dark place and you watched a game, you'd watch a game and you'd say, this guy's got some tools. This guy's got some tools. You'd say things like 2 or 3
He could be a role player.
This guy could be a two-way guy. This guy could play offense and defense, and he could be a couple positions. That was when positions still were in the league in the process. Yeah. Now there's positionless basketball, and you have some of that, but we also have the hope of maybe we could make a run this year. If these, we have simultaneous things happening, right? We have the old engine of Joel Embiid, right?
2 timelines.
We got 2 timelines, and we got to get it to go together to make this whole machine operate. But if we could get these older stars, they're not playing back to back, so you watch them every other game. So they kind of come in, they come out. But guys like VJ Edgecombe make this. They are him. Barlow is very fun.
I know
he's a two-way player. He's a two-way player.
Contract.
Two-way contract, thank you. Two-way contract, which they should sign him shortly, I think, because they have an open spot, and
you know what I love
getting to the time.
It's a big guy that can run. I haven't seen that. I'm just so used to Embiid just lumbering down and slow rate of play, and to see Barlow that's what I like about this team. It does remind me a little bit of the Run With Us Sixers, where they're doing fast breaks, they're playing defense, and they're running in transition. And man, it feels like a Drew Holiday. Like, dude, Maxey had like 7 or 8 steals the other night. Did you see that? I mean, it was the Pacers. The Pacers were,
but that was a career high 8 steals that he had.
Yeah,
8 steals, and they're saying he's tied with LeBron James in fast break scoring because he gets steals, he gets pick sixes. At least like 2 a game. He's averaging like a little over 2 steals a game, I think, right now. And he usually, because he's so fast, he makes it a pick 6. And so his fast break points are way up, or somebody else steals it, they get their mitts on it, and then
Get
he's
their mitts on it? Yeah, yeah.
flying down and they just
Outlet.
pass him outlet passes and he's just a blur down there.
By the
And
way, Embiid has the laziest outlet passes. It's just this lollipop. Every time he
I
just
know,
flips it up like
I know.
like he's passing a volleyball back over the net. He's just like, oh, it's your shot. Here you go. Just
Hmm.
tosses it up. And every time it's like Maxey's so fast, he has to wait for it. He's just got to
Yeah.
wait for it to land. I would love it if he would just, everyone else, I feel like gets it to him. He has some time to dribble, do his own
Hmm.
thing, whatever. But yeah, the run with us stuff. I mean, the other thing I like is it feels like modernizing finally, where like the last, like before Maxey's breakout, when it was still like Doc, and before that, it was like we were
Oh,
playing
don't
like
mention that name.
80s
Mm.
basketball of like, remember Harden and Embiid together, where it was just everyone
Oh,
standing around.
yeah.
We'd dribble it out. It was like the Eagles offense, where it's just very
Yeah.
conservative and
Yeah.
it's slow, and it's
Hmm.
just like this slow, where it's like it's not very fun. But now we have these young guys, and it's like I think the success of the Pacers making it to the finals, and I guess the Thunder as well, where they have a lot of young guys, a lot of young guards that can
Hmm.
really push the pace and really do a lot of
Hmm.
uh, ball movement and moving it around. And with McCain, VJ, Maxey all together, Grimes, it feels like that, where you've got a lot of guys that can handle the ball. Even Paul George can really handle the ball.
Yeah.
And it as not as a primary, but as like, the fourth or fifth guy handling, like he's very good for that.
Hmm.
Um, and being able to get a lot of people involved in touching the ball, and like team basketball is
I know
great.
it's taken Embiid his whole career, but now he's finally like sat all of last year, watched the team move very fast without him, and then when he got in, it was like just slam on the brakes, and then we had to get back up to speed again with
Yeah,
Embiid.
with him.
Ne-
Yeah.
yeah, and now they're kind of starting to get together, and Embiid is starting to mesh where he does his ISO mid range stuff. Like they need some offense, just feed him, and then he's getting better at throwing the ball away from double teams, doing what's it called, the skip ahead pass, where instead of passing to the first guy that's open, you fake it to him, and then the help defender that is coming to the closest player, you throw it to his guy that he was, and usually that's a
Yeah.
corner three across the court, the harder pass. So he's
Yep.
finally hitting that. Then they swing, open shot. And it's like they finally have some connectors, like you're saying. They pass the
Yeah.
ball, a lot more connectors on the court, and not ball stoppers. There were so many
Mm-hmm.
ball stoppers previously, ISO basketball, like dribbling the air out. And now honestly, even guys like Adem Bona, like
Love him.
he's
Love him.
he's not a great like connector like we're talking about, or great shooter or anything, but what a great defender, rebounder, hustler,
Yep.
screener,
Yeah.
running up and down the court, and he's blocking the shit out of some.
Yeah.
He's a good rim defender and like backside, weak side help, where if they're rotating into the paint, he can really erase or just alter shots, which don't show up in any statistic. But he's got like he averages like 4 points, 4 rebounds, maybe a couple blocks, but like his real value is like paint defense, and
Yeah.
he's been pretty good at it and rebounding
And
pretty well.
one of the things I never understood, I used to do this in 2K all the time, but I never understood why teams don't do it. And now the Pacers seem like they were finally doing it, where they run their players and they just have a lot of guards, so they just tire out the other team. And Bona, to me, is he can kind of run in with that run with us group, with VJ, with Maxey, with Grimes, with McCain, all of
Hmm.
those guys. He can fit in there. Even Barlow, even I think Oubre, I think, is a really good, like, 3-and-D guy. And
Hmm.
they can all run around. And then when Embiid does come in for his ISO stuff, he's going against like a worn down defense.
Yeah.
That's like the
Right.
defenders are exhausted. And so they're not going to be as, you know, excited or as fresh to do that double team or
Hmm.
to jump up and contest his like mid-range shot or whatever. So I hope they use it in that way where it's like they kind of wear the defense out, and then they flip in for those other styles to kind of come in later.
Yeah.
Um,
I think, yeah, I mean, you can do that with certain matchups. So much of it is matchup based. Who are you playing against,
yeah,
right? Like,
that's
is it a
right.
deep
That's right.
team? Is it a shallow team? I think,
That's
a
right.
lot of teams you can certainly do that against. Like, I don't think you could do that against, like, obviously, like the Oklahoma City. They're really
Right.
deep and they run.
Yeah.
Um, but there are more options for each different iteration of team that we play. Like a double big lineup we could roll out there. We could roll out a bigger lineup, a smaller lineup. It does mirror to me Nick Nurse's old Raptors teams where they're kind of long on defense. We're like up there in steals and blocks. So
Yeah.
they do get aggressive, and I think they let up some points, but that's why we have a lot of fast break points, I feel like, is because we get a lot of easy stuff off of steals and defense leading to good, easy offense. And so it does kind of mirror the Nick Nurse is finally getting his players. You said Oubre. Oubre, it's great to have him back. He's a great
Yeah.
ball hound. Like he will absolutely stop the ball and like pick up a guy full court and slow down. And he's a great on ball defender. And he can kind of drive, cut really well. And he's really improved his 3-point game too. So he's been a great 3-and-D kind of wing and like a faster paced one at that. So um it is
Uh,
awesome to see the types of different lineups. The last player I'll talk about that is kind of in the opposite direction. I think McCain's stock is down right now.
I
McCain's stock.
know.
He played with the
Yeah.
Blue Coats. Did you see this? He went to
Was
the
this
G
recently?
League. Yeah,
Mm.
like last week. He went down to the G League. I think he shot like 5 for like 14 or something. So not great.
Oh,
He scored
yeah.
15. He didn't shoot great from 3, and then they came back up. So he didn't miss any games in the NBA, but he just needed playing time. He needs to get out there. He needs
Yeah.
playing time. He
Well, he's
was
coming
not
off an
getting it.
injury. He's coming off an
Yeah,
injury. It's bummer because I keeps hearing like trade talks with him and rumors and stuff, which I don't like.
yeah.
Because he's a second year guy, and like I don't know, it felt like I don't know, it is tough. It kind of feels a little bit like N'Kobe Dean a little bit, where they
Mm,
drafted the guy to come in and he's already better,
yeah.
in Campbell, Jahad Campbell coming in, and it's like you really like him, you really want him to be a part, but it kind of you just got to take the best player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It would be really fun to have him as like a sixth man at the moment. That would be really sick. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
Pacers really had a lot of guards on their run. It could be like a Manu Ginobili type deal. I don't know. Like, he
TJ
just did.
McConnell, kind of like speaking of the
Yeah.
Pacers, like coming off the bench, guard.
Yeah.
He just like his shooting hasn't been there, and that was his superpower. Was he was a pure shooter, and
Yeah.
he's got to just get his rhythm back. I think his legs under him and his rhythm back with that. Yeah, I'm optimistic that he can get there, but I don't. It was like a year ago that he was playing really well. Probably
Rookie.
like a
Yeah. Like rookie of the year. I mean, he only played, I think it was like 20 games or something. It wasn't a lot,
yeah.
but he was really going lights out. I know it's such a bummer. Remember Casey was trying to get us in the fantasy league for basketball.
Hmm.
Um, I remember him being all excited with me and goes, "Dude, I got McCain." I was like, "Nice, man." And now he's having a terrible year. And I'm just like, "Ooh, oh no."
I don't know how it happened, but dude, I'm in like a fantasy basketball league. Um,
What? You don't know
yeah,
how it happened? How is this the first time we're
I don't
hearing about
know.
this?
It auto drafted. I just have this team. I'm pulling it up now. I am again, I
Who's in
didn't
the
draft this
league?
team. I'm 8-5. I don't know. And nobody. I don't know any of these players. It's like I don't know any of these people. It's Yahoo
Are they setting
league.
lineups and stuff or
Yeah, dude. I picked up Edgecombe as my starter. I have Castle, who is the rookie
Yeah.
for San Antonio, Jaren Jackson and Mobley. And then I have DeMar DeRozan and Duran. Now, all of these guys are in because I have big injuries. Because I had the number one for a while. I was the number one team. I had Jokic is my number one guy.
Wow. Yeah,
And
sure.
he's now ranked number two, and he's been injured for a couple games, for
Yeah,
a couple of weeks. I mean,
he's
dude,
nuts.
some of the Jake, some people get like 30, 40 points in a game, right? They get like 50 points if they go crazy. Jokic went on a run here. He had 76, 108, 82, 86, 84, 71, 74, 65, and then nothing was below like 42,
Yeah.
which is
He
crazy.
he still, I'm looking at the stats right now. He still leads on a per game basis, so not total, but per game. He leads the league in defensive rebounds at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he leads the league in rebounds. He leads the league in assists at 11 a game. And
Mm-hmm.
then he was top 5 in points at one point. So he was just like clearing
I
everyone. I
Jake,
think he lowered
my
him. Oh,
team,
he's
my
sixth.
team
He's
was
sixth in points right now.
my team was in first. Since his injury, we have plummeted down to fourth place. So 10-3 is in first place. I'm 8-5, so I'm 2 games back now, and I'm heading in the wrong direction because also I had Jalen Brunson. What he's ranked
Mm.
17th in the league. He was injured for a couple games. I think he just came back, but I just am now looking at it, and he scores around 50, 60 variants, but like really, really good because most guys are getting like 30, 20. And then I picked up Payne, or excuse me,
So, Alex,
Desmond Bain.
are other people making moves in this league, or is it
There's
just
like a
like a?
couple like random people that I've seen make moves, but like one or two. That's it. So there's like one or two
It,
random
was this
people.
like a thing you thought was a mock draft, and then it turned into like a real thing
Dude,
kind of deal?
I don't know what happened. It was around the time Casey said, let's do. Remember, he like tried to invite us into the
Yeah,
league. Something fell through, and then we weren't
you
we
must
weren't in the
have
league
clicked on
anymore.
like join league or something, or
Right, I must have accidentally hit something. I thought he sent it to me. I thought it was the league that he's talking about, but then none of these people are in it. I've been trying to get Maxi all year. I've been sending this guy Maxi, whoever has Maxi, I've been sending requests all year. No avail. I picked up Edgecombe. I picked up a couple white boys. I picked up Austin Reeves is injured. Sorry, he's on my injured. Sorry, I picked up Austin Reeves. And I got Con Knipple from
wow,
Charlotte,
yeah, he's
who
doing
he's
great.
actually doing very well. So he's good. And then high usage guys. I got Michael Porter Jr. for the Nets. The Nets are terrible, but he's like their big contract, so he just eats up a lot of stuff. But anyway, that's my team. I made a couple moves around the fringes, got rid of some guys, but I kind of keep up on it, not really. Um, but
Like it.
yeah, Jokic is
I
out,
really,
Brunson.
really quick. I was looking at the stats in as you were mentioning Maxi. So he's third in the league in points per game, behind Shea and Luca. He's fourth in the league in 3-pointers made, and that he is second in the league behind Kawhi Leonard in steals. So after that game last night, he's now second in the league in steals.
Is he up to
Um,
2 now? It was like 1.9 before.
yeah, he's at 2.1. So he's above Kaysen Wallace, Dyson Daniels, and OG Anobi, and he's right behind Kawhi. So that's pretty
I love it.
crazy. And
That's
then
awesome. Dude, he's
yeah.
doing the thing now. Remember KG used to do it when there's a timeout and the other player takes a shot, and it's like a dead ball. He'll knock it away. He'll block it and not let it go in. I saw him do it a couple times last game. I love it. He is just a sensation. And they talk to him after the game. When they win and they get Maxi, I love the post game with
Ah,
Allah and
yeah.
Kate and Maxi. The three of them. Oh, just I feel
What
like
a what a rapport.
family. I feel like it's like like extended family I have that I don't see enough, but I should make more of an effort to see them. And they don't always get along terribly well, but they like they like dig each other because they're on the plane and they travel together. They're talking about like these parents who's at the game sitting front row. He says thank you to them. It's like the most wholesome family stuff. And he's like, this is really how I know the vibes are really high. And I know I'm really rambling here, but Edgecombe comes up and he goes, don't listen to him. I don't hate him. And he goes, get out of here. He goes, you know I hate you and you hate me. He goes, now get back to the locker room. He comes sneaking back, and like the vibes are just so high. They're laughing. The vibes are high. VJ comes back, and he goes, you could tell he's like almost a totally different generation. He goes to the camera of like the Philadelphia broadcast, and he goes, chat. This is the All-Star. This is the All-Star chat. And then he goes, get out of here. I told you to go back to the locker room. What are you doing?
It is wild. I love my favorite thing about all this is that like Embiid never really involved anyone else. He never felt like he was gelling with people as much. I felt like he kind of alienated. World. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's Ben Simmons' fault, but I think Embiid contributed to Ben Simmons' fault.
I think we can all blame Ben. Yeah. He never grew up. No, I think the Colangelo stuff like really jaded him to the organization, the league. He didn't trust people, doctors he didn't trust.
Sure.
Burner accounts, teammates leaving and coming, like trashing, and JJ Redick's fault. I think we could blame JJ Redick here.
JJ Redick, Ben Simmons, Colangelo. They took it. They took his youth. Is what happened.
He used to be excited. He would talk about like Shirley Temples. He's like, remember that, Joel?
Yeah, and we weren't upset about it.
Yeah, I
yeah. Now we're like, dude, you're gonna get diabetes. What are you doing?
Yeah, watch your health, dude. Yeah. But yeah, dude, they're fun. Even if they're not winning games, they're just fun this year. And eventually we'll get to the Phillies, Jake. I don't know if you saw any Phillies news, but we can save that for the next episode here.
Yeah. Real Mutu they signed, or I don't know. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
We'll do it.
Brother, another good epi. Another great epi. Another one where we said, this is a short one.
It'll be a short one.
We go longer, but here we are. We did it. Thanks for listening, and love you, brother, and see you next time.
Love ya. Going yard.
See ya. Bye.